Yeah, well, also we're playing over at Radio City Music Hall, I think, one day next week.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so
Well,
I'll see you there probably.
I was going to say, I'm sure somebody will be covering that. I don't know if it's me. I think I've got a different night, but someone will be. How are we doing, guys? Are we about to?
Don't move.
Okay.
Fine. You can go.
Okay. Willie, are you ready?
Yeah, I thought it was about over.
I suspect
kidding.
our time just about was. Well,
Just kidding.
let me start off by asking you about this this special, the big 6-0. You know, people seem to make a big deal about 40 and 50 and 60. Does the 60th birthday have any extra significance to you?
Well, I'm amazed that I'm here, I think is the significant part of it.
Well, how about this special? Are you pleased with the way it came out?
Yeah, it's an incredible TV show, and just forget about it being somebody's birthday. It's a great group of talent. Well, Paul Simon, Bob Dylan, Edie Brickell, Ray Charles, B.B. King, Bonnie Raitt, Lyle Lovett, Emmylou Harris, Travis Tritt, Waylon Jennings, Marty Stewart, Ray Benson, Asleep at the Wheel, Chris Christopherson, Governor Richards, Garth Brooks, Clint Black, The Judds, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Gary Busey, Dennis Hopper, Leslie Ann Warren, Johnny Cash, and I'm sure I forgot somebody.
So you couldn't get anybody good to be on it then, huh? Well, you know, you've gotten great reviews for your new album. Do we see, and I've only been able to see one clip, so I don't know myself, do we see some of the music that's on that album and some of the people that joined you on that album on this special?
Yeah, the bands that recorded the album, most of the musicians will be there. My band is there, and also the Don Was group is there. And we do Valentine, Still is Still Moving, and the Lyle Lovett songs, and Graceland, and American Tune. We do quite a few songs, and Bonnie Raitt and I do Getting Over You. Maybe about half the album, I think, is done on this show.
You know, you never seem to, or you always seem to, I guess is what I'm trying to say, come up with new stuff, new types of music, new musical pairings. How do you keep moving forward instead of getting stuck in the same thing over and over again?
Well, I've been lucky enough to find good people that bring me great songs, and also are able to produce them. A guy like Don Was, who brought 90% of these songs to the session, and did a wonderful job of producing it and bringing all these people together. And that's what you need. You have to have somebody who knows what they're doing to help you.
You know, we talked a moment ago off camera about the Country Takes Manhattan. You're a part of that, and the Highwaymen are a part of that. Are you looking forward to that whole promotion, that whole thing in New York?
Oh yes, I think it's wonderful that that New York is as good a market for country music as it is.
Yeah, well, and having guys like you play up there can help win over some more people, I would expect.
Maybe so.
Let me ask you about a comment that George Jones made on the awards show the other night about radio not forgetting artists like himself, the older artists. Do you think that that radio is treating artists that have been around a long time fairly? Are they playing your music still the way they did, say, 5 to 10 years ago?
Well, let me just say this. To me, a perfect programmed radio station, regardless of what you're playing, what kind of music, would be to play the old ones and the new ones and the ones in between. To just play the new, I think, is a way to lose part of your audience. But I think if the radio stations who just continue to play new artists will find that out, that there is a large part of the audience out there that they're trying to reach who would like to hear George Jones.
Do you think that maybe in this country we just try and categorize music too much, try and fit it into too many slots?
I think so. I think we try to specialize, and we try to say, okay, if we're going to sell this, we have to isolate it and call it something else. And that's what they did with the outlaw thing. That's what they do with the hat singers. I mean, they come up with labels to try to sell different groups when it would be easier, I think, and much more productive to just say, let's sell good music. Because there's a lot of people without labels. You can just play the names and do just as well.
You think we'll ever get to a point where we won't categorize things?
I doubt it.
No such luck, huh? Let me ask you about a couple of other things that are just not related at all. One being that the debut of your very first charted single is May 26th. It's coming up. "Touch Me." What was that like for you?
Say that again. Tell me what's coming up.
Your very first charted single was 1962, "Touch Me."
Yeah.
The debut date of that is May 26th. So that's coming up here very soon, the anniversary. Can you remember at all what that was like for you when that thing charted? I mean, it must have been exciting being your first.
Oh yeah, it was. It really was. That session was done, half of it in Nashville and half of it was done in L.A. And the guy who's playing guitar with me now in my band was the guy who was the leader of the session in Nashville, Grady Martin.
Really?
Right.
Did you feel at that point, because you finally charted, or did you feel that you had arrived? Was that sort of a significant milestone for you?
Well, the fact that I was recording was a milestone. The fact that I had a record out there was a milestone because this was my first. And the fact that I had Grady Martin playing on it was, to me, of course, Grady was then and still one of my favorite guitar players. So to me, I was a big success. I had arrived at that moment.
just by virtue of that.
Right.
Your friend Wayland's birthday is coming up in about a month. We'll probably do something about that. What makes him such a special friend to you?
Well, I don't know. There's some kind of chemistry there that I think we see a lot of each other's good and bad points, and we've managed to laugh at all of them. We've been great friends over the years, and we've gone through a lot of things together, and he's always been there, and I hope I've always been there for him.
Do you have a birthday wish for him for the coming year?
How old is he going to be? Has he told you yet?
I don't know that. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's older or younger than you.
Let's check it out. Let's see exactly what his real age is. He's got to be lying somewhere.
If he has a birthday special, would you appear on his special?
Oh yeah, I'll be there to help him or hurt him, whatever he needs.
Well, let me circle back around to your special again, since that's the purpose of doing this interview in the first place. And is there a particular moment on that you are the most proud of, a particular performance that you like more than any of the others?
On the album?
No, on the television special.
Well, since we were talking about Waylon, and since we're talking to a Nashville audience, and Waylon, if you're listening, thank you, because Waylon Jennings came in there and was funny. He emceed the whole thing, and he acted like, well, Willie's real busy, but what can I do to help you? And I never did get a chance to thank him for doing that, but he was really my right arm lieutenant there that day, and I appreciate it. Waylon, thank you.
Okay, great. I think that's about all I need from you. I appreciate you sitting and talking to us, and hopefully we'll run into you in New York.
Thank you, Terry.
Okay, so long.